Thank you for making it to another episode of The Money Exchange, or It's My Money with Patrina Dixon. I am so excited to have my guests on, especially parents and those of you that are in school. Listen, this Miss Regina Robinson is going to give us the tea on the college admissions process as well as financial aid. And you know how that hits your pocketbook. So you want to make sure that you listen into this episode. If you need to get a paper and pen so you can write down the notes that she's sharing, because let me tell you all, although this one is going to predominantly be about the college application process, but you all know as a part of the process, there is finances tied to that. And when you're making decisions about school, you need to also consider the financial aspect of that. So that's why I asked Miss Regina Robinson to come on to talk about this topic. I know a lot of you are either getting ready for your kids to go off this year, or maybe even be thinking about it for ongoing, and we're going to give you the tea in this episode today. So for those of you that are new, I am Patrina Dixon. I am a personal finance coach. I talk everything money and entrepreneurship and grants for small business owners. If you are interested in the It's My Money Academy, you want to make sure you drop down and grab that link. And make sure you check out Regina's stuff when it's going to be down there as well. So with that, let's jump in. Miss Regina Robinson, what's up?
Hello, Patrina. Thank you so much for having me this morning. I am excited to be here with you and to just share and drop wisdom and gems with your audience.
Absolutely. So before I have her introduce herself and tell a little bit more about what she does, she and I graduated the Cornell Women Entrepreneurship Program. So that's where we met, and I'm so excited to have her. There's so many women in there and are doing amazing things. So I'm glad that I could use my platform that ties in with the audience and what you all looking for to bring new people to you all. So Miss Regina Robinson, tell them about yourself.
Well, hello again. I am Regina Robinson. I am America's #1 college admissions expert. I am the CEO and founder.
Oh, no, you didn't. Wait, drop that one again. Drop that again.
All right. I am Regina Robinson, America's #1 college admissions expert. And I have been helping students and families successfully win the game of college admissions for the last 15 plus years. We have helped students gain over $25 million in scholarships and grants. Yes, I said it, $25 million. And we've only been counting for the last 7 years. So can you imagine if we had just been counting for 15 years? We continue to support families. We continue to support students. I am an advocate of college because I am a graduate of the Bowie State University for my undergraduate, Bulldog for life. And I am a graduate of Georgetown University for my master's, Go Hoyers. So listen, education is the most powerful weapon to change the world. And I am here to help students do just that.
Oh, yeah. Now, y'all, listen. So when I say I got Miss Regina Robinson, now you know who Miss Regina Robinson is. So if you, again, parents, and I know I have a lot of students as well, you want to know who Miss Regina Robinson is because she told you her experience, and she's only been tracking for the last 7 years. So you want to make sure you stay tuned and listen. So let's start from the beginning before we get to the finances. You said you're very successful in helping people to the college application process. Tell them at least 3 tips on the success of a college application process.
So keep in mind, what we do as Student for Success is make sure our students aim to find somewhere they can call home for 4 years. Mm-hmm. Not focus on, I want to go to an Ivy League school. I want to go to the best of the best. Every college is the best of the best. You make your college experience. You create what it's going to be like when you're there. So first and foremost, you want to find out what type of culture, what environment, what are you looking for in your college experience over those 4 years? That's the first tip. Second tip is, once you do that, do you know there's over 4,000 colleges in the United States alone? Yes. So how do you figure out how to get from 4,000 to like your top list of 7 to 10? Because keep in mind, you can only go to one school in the end. So applying to a bunch of different schools does not matter. You can only choose one. So how do you get to that one? Again, the culture, the environment, your location. Where do you want to go to college at? Do they have your major? And is your major in the top 3 majors at that college? And if you're looking to do research, is that college a research-based college? Is that college a public, private, or liberal arts college? What are you actually looking for in a college? And then last but least, the cost, right? Don't leave the cost out, but don't make cost the number one factor.
Yeah.
Why? Because you don't know your financial aid package until you have applied, submitted your FAFSA, and also applied for scholarships.
I love it. I love it, y'all. She's dropping the tea. Parents and students, you need to be listening to this, and guardians as well, grandparents as well, because
Yes,
sometimes you're a part of that process,
that's
depending on
great.
the situation. So, okay, so now they've decided you've told them about the schools, you've told them about things to consider. And then what's next? So now they've done that. Then it's the applying, right?
Yes.
And are there tips that you can share when they're going through that process? And I know this episode is now after most have applied for this upcoming fall, but still, this is relevant information.
Yes. So this relevant information is going to help class of 2025 and beyond, right?
Yeah.
Going forward. So right now, the class of 2025, which are high school juniors, about to become high school seniors in less than 1 month, right? Kudos to you guys. And
Yes.
so they're going to be deep into the college process because most parents, which is why I'm your advocate, most parents do not know that applications open or students on August 1st. So
Okay.
the application process will launch on August 1st. The Common App will open, and that's commonapp.org. It will open on August 1st. It houses thousands of colleges. It's one application, and then there's a portal that houses all of those applications within it. You will put in your application, then you have supplemental sides to that application, and you pay for every school's application. That's one form of an application. Then there's a second application, which is called the HBCU Common App. So if you're considering what HBCU stands for, is historically Black colleges and universities. If you're considering attending an HBCU, you can check the HBCU Common App, see what schools are listed. You apply to all of those schools for one application fee. So you do not pay multiple fees, but you do have to follow up with the colleges that you apply to under that HBCU Common App. So that's first and foremost.
So let me just break that down. So August 1st, parents and students, August 1st. And we're talking about those that are going to college next year. August 1st. So that's why not all of your years in high school are very important, but junior year, like a lot of some students I know, I work with students a lot, they get ready in the senior year. You behind the eight ball. So it's
Yes.
like, and it's okay because if that's your situation, it is what it is. But August 1st, when you hear this episode, it'll likely be in a month of May or June. You want to know August 1st,
Yes.
August 1st, put it on your calendar, put it in your phone. And I know that's when it opens, it's not when it closes, but you want to get yourself in there as soon as possible. Do not procrastinate. Get yourself in there as soon as possible. Start preparing for what you need
Right.
to apply. So then she told you about two different platforms that you could application processes. So make sure that you take note of what she said. So the regular common one, and then the one for HBCUs.
Yeah.
So okay, Miss Regina, go ahead.
So the next thing they will do is you can't apply to majority of the schools, and I would say about 97% of them without a college essay. So you need to start crafting your essay. So we're about to give you the golden nugget right here on Patrina's show. It's my money. You're going to hear it right here
Yes.
first. So if you didn't know, now you know, right? So if you
Wait, Miss Regina, if you didn't know,
if you
now
didn't
you
know,
know. I
now
love
you
it.
know. So here we go. If you Google Common App essay questions, there are 7 prompts. Review those, decide which one you want to answer that, write an essay of about up to 650 words. You can use that essay for multiple schools. So I just
Uh,
gave you the golden essay rule.
Did y'all? Okay, so y'all thank Miss Regina Robinson. Thank Miss Regina Robinson. She is helping you. Listen, you all, and and some may be saying, what does a college application discussion has to do with money? Because the more if you get into the school you want, if you get the finances that you want, and we're going to talk a little bit about that in a moment. That's part of your process,
Right.
understanding the application process, getting into the school you want, and if you're doing well in school, that defrays some of your finances if you get what we're going to talk about in a little while. So this is a really
Absolutely.
important discussion because the school choice that you make or you and your family make can impact your overall family finances. So that's why it's
Absolutely.
really important. So now she's giving you the tea, y'all,
Oh, yes,
about your.
yes, yes, yes. So
Did you hear that? She's giving you your tea about the essay.
college,
Google
Google,
University
yes.
starts. That's the first part of your application is Google
That's right.
University.
And so here's the deal, every part of the college, everything about college has to do with money, because you
Yeah.
cannot send your kids to college without money. And so
Yes.
here on It's My Money is going to help you make sure your money is in the right order. So when it's time for college, you have some money to actually send your children to college, because a lot of
Absolutely.
students are not getting full rides to college. So there is a need for some out of pocket money. And if your money is not in order, you ain't got nothing to take out of pocket. So let's
Look,
make sure we get our finances straight now so that we can prepare for when it's time.
absolutely. And you started with fees for the application. You know, if it's one fee for HBCU or fees independently for the other. And then now we're going to Google and doing the essay. So now let's go to the next topic. So they've Googled, they got the prompts, they choose the one they want. They could, use that one across applications. So now go ahead with the next.
So after you have your essay and you've written a well-written essay, and here's another nugget for your essay. You have not created a well-written essay if you have not had multiple drafts. It's okay to have multiple drafts. Make sure you have someone reading over your essays. My students don't always, we call them our shining stars. They don't always like me during that process, because I'm going to keep sending them back to the drawing board until they have a stellar college essay. Because guess what? Your essay equals money. Your essay equals an acceptance letter. And so you cannot write your essay the night before your application is due. Do not procrastinate. Get it done as soon as possible. Once you have your essay, now you need to make sure you are finding recommenders at your school, at your high school. So you must have your guidance counselor as number one, no matter what. A second one is an academic teacher. That is, let's say you want to major in engineering, you should have your sciences or math teacher write that letter of recommendation. Let's say you want to major in business. You want to make sure you have your math teacher. Or let's say you want to major in the sciences. You want to make sure you have your science teacher. You want to make sure you have people who are connected to your major so that you can start asking them, put in the ask, right? And as a former high school educator, please do not ask us for a recommendation in the hallway. We're not going to remember, students. You need to put something official in writing to ask for a recommendation letter. Also, find out from your guidance counselor what you need to do to request a recommendation from them as well. Now, with your recommendation request, make sure you have crafted an education resume. That is, it highlights everything about your high school career. Why? It allows the colleges to see everything at a glance. It allows your recommenders to write stuff about you that they don't know. Because as teachers, we only know what you tell us. We don't know what you do outside of the classroom. So a resume will help.
What would you say about the time for which they put the ask in? Like, because I know a lot of students are going to these same people to ask for the recommendations. How long in front of when they need it or the due date that they should ask the various different people for recommendations?
So if you're a class of 2025, and this will stand for every class thereafter, just listen for the timeline. If you're a class of 2025, you should be asking your teachers that you're considering before you leave the building this year. You should find out from them whether they prefer it this year or whether they prefer it at the very beginning of the school year next year as a senior. And then you need to give them a due date of when you need to collect this information from them or when they need to process the information for you. Because guess what? They have a lot of due dates. So they need to have some action steps from you so that they can meet the requirements that you need for them.
Exactly. And then guess what, students? Follow up because they're busy.
Follow
We have
up.
a lot going on. And you are your priority, not to say that you aren't theirs, but they have a lot of students that they're going to get this ask from. So you want to make sure you follow up. And what does it say? A closed mouth doesn't get fed.
Right.
So if you want first in on time or early, make sure you're following up. So do everything Miss Regina just said about when you initially give it, but make sure if you haven't heard or you a little antsy, follow up and maybe that'll bring yours to the top.
That's right. Success is in the follow up.
Yeah. Hey, That's what I'm talking about. So now they know August 1st is coming. They have their essay. They're going for their recommendations. Let's go. What's next, Miss
So
Regina?
coming around the corner as a senior, so if they have not already, which by this year, if you're in your junior year, this is for every student whenever you get to your junior year, you should have taken the official SAT and ACT one time. Once you've done that, you look at your scores, you gauge which one you're the best at, you eliminate one, you go back in for that one a second time, and then a last and final time your senior year. So the average for SAT is per section is 800 per section maximum that you can get, equaling to 1600. The national average is 550 plus per section. Now that's just the average. I'm not saying go for just the average. You want to go as high as possible. But
Right.
550 is the average. For the ACT, the highest you can get is a 36. The national average is about 21 to 23. So you want to get as high as possible with the composite score of up to 36 is the highest. So within that, you want to make sure you're doing your best. You want to make sure you do not leave junior year without taking an official SAT and ACT. I meet students all the time in their senior year and they've yet to take testing. Please, students, if you hear this recording and you heard it first on It's My Money, make sure you take an official SAT and ACT by within your junior year. And remember, I heard it first here on It's My Money. When you take
Yeah.
the SAT, the PSAT in your junior year, it qualifies you for national merit money. So make
Oh,
sure you sit for the PSAT come junior year. Do not opt out. Make sure you sit.
I love it. I love this so much. I'm on a board where we on a scholarship board, right? And I'm gonna share this with the folks on the board so they can share with students because I don't think people know some of this stuff. And when sometimes people are looking for money when it's too late or they haven't done the things leading up to what you said, and it starts early
Yes.
on. So I love this episode so much. I know there's people that's within the It's My Money community are really gonna benefit from hearing what you're sharing today. So now she talked about fees regarding the application. So I know, if you need some prep, I know my daughter, even she may not like me saying this, but we had to do prep for
That's right.
SATs. So, if that is something that you need, then you need to do what you need to
Yes.
do. And there may be a financial component aligned to that.
Absolutely.
So now they've taken those tests. They've gotten their grades. What's next? Or their scores. What's
So
next?
now you're pretty much entering the phase of show me the money. How are you going to pay for
No,
college?
you
Show
didn't.
me the money. Where is the money going to come from? Now, parents, here's what I want you to hear real loud and clear right here first on it. It's my money. Your
Yes.
students believe you are rich. Why? Because you pay for everything and you give them everything they want 9 times out of 10. So when I go to high schools and speak and share with students about how they expect to pay for college, guess what they say? You as the parent.
Yes.
But parents, we need to
Yep.
dispel that myth because we are not rich as parents. I am a parent of a college, well, she's a college senior now, about to graduate soon, and she'll be finishing her senior year in next year's school year. However, we've not paid for college not 1 year, and in fact, we get a refund check every semester. So come on, parents, it's doable. It's in the money, and I'll show you how to get the money. That's what we're talking about here now today on It's
That's
My
it. Now
Money.
that's
So
it.
if you was wondering how
Yes.
this tied together, now you know how it ties to It's My Money. And so
Exactly.
here's what
Exactly.
you need to know. Scholarships, scholarships, scholarships. I cannot say
Yes.
that enough. Parents, you can start applying, your students can start applying for scholarships as early as elementary school. Yes, I said it, elementary school,
Wow, I didn't
middle
know that.
school, and then high school. And they housed until they go off to college. Listen, it's more competitive in your
Huh.
senior year to apply to scholarships than in your junior, your sophomore, and your freshman. Why? Because most freshmen, sophomores, and juniors are not applying for scholarships. So you heard it here first on It's My Money. Start now.
I didn't know that. I
Start
love it.
applying
Okay.
for scholarships. And listen, here's what I tell students. Here's what we tell our shining stars all the time because they are required to apply to a certain amount every month. Here's the deal.
Uh-huh.
You can't guarantee you'll win, but you can guarantee you won't if you never apply.
You you better go. I love you, Miss Regina. I love it.
Listen,
That's so
you
true. It's so
I don't
true.
care how many you can. Listen, you need to make applying to scholarships your part-time job during high school. Some of you are
You
some
better
of you are
talk
working
about it.
part-time jobs and you don't need the money because your parents don't need your income to afford their household. So take that time and apply for scholarships. And parents,
I
here's
love
the
it.
biggest gem you're going to get about scholarships. I tell this to my clients, so you are getting firsthand information right here on It's My Money. Why? Because Miss Dixon loves her audience. And so here's the deal: create a scholarship night in your house. What does that mean?
Mm.
You are on a computer, your child is on a computer, and if you got a two-parent household, your husband is on a computer, right, moms? Okay. And then if you got a second child, they on a computer. So now you got four people on a computer, and then you got your cell phones that's extra, and everybody got an application open. And y'all are spewing out
Oh,
the information. And within one night, you are, if each of you do two, and it's four of you, you've just done 8 scholarships.
yo,
You do the math.
listen,
You
y'all.
do the math.
Listen, I'm pouring you the money, Miss
You do
Regina.
the
I'm pouring
math.
it to
You
you.
do the math.
Look,
Okay.
listen. Listen, let me pause you for a second. To those of you that are listening, you know, this is why I do the show. I bring forth my expertise and things I learned and experience, and then I find amazing people like Miss Regina to share their expertise with you. You are getting this for free. She is giving you the tea. It's about your execution now. She is telling you what works and what can work. Are you going to get yeses to everything? Absolutely not. But you won't get the yes if you don't apply. And I love this idea of I love that I talk, so you all know I talk about budgeting. I talk about having your money meeting and having your day. It could be Saturday mornings or whatever the day is. And now she's talking about a scholarship night. Like, that's
Yes.
amazing. Get everybody involved because the finances actually impact everybody,
Absolutely.
right? So you want to get everybody involved, help them understand why you're doing it. And then secondly, if you have more than one child, then the process is already
That's
there
right.
when it comes time to do it for the
Absolutely.
next. Oh,
And you
Miss
create
Regina, Miss
and Patrina, you keep
Regina.
that same list for the second child.
Miss
If you
Regina, will you
organize,
drop your knowledge,
if you
please?
organize and you got this on a spreadsheet, that same list comes in hand for child number 2, child number 3, or child number 4 if possible. You need to
I love it.
understand how, that's why we said this part of it is show me the money. I'm showing you the money.
Yes.
You just have to capitalize and take action because we have a scholarship list at Student for Success. But here's what we tell parents: we send you the list, but if you don't open it, click the link, and then read and then apply, the list is just a list.
It's just a list. Let me ask you a question on this point. So, years ago, I'm an avid watcher of Shark Tank, right? And years ago, there was this young man who
Scholly,
talked about. I'm not sure if you
it's
know
the
who he
Scholly.
talked. Great,
Yep.
right? Yes, golly, he talked about, and I'm going to quickly tell the story. He talked about being a young man that was a son of a single parent, and he and his mom, they scoured the internet for scholarships because she didn't have the money to send him to the school he wanted to go to. Very an awesome student, but just didn't have the money. They applied and applied and applied and applied, and the process was very laborious. Like it was just took a lot, and he was like, there has to be a better way. So he developed an app to help students like their information curate apps based on their profile. And he was on Shark Tank. He got a deal and all that great stuff. And I think he's now sold it since then, but he got a lot of people backing him. And the app is
Mm-hmm.
Scholly, right? What do you? So my point in sharing that is the ask of you. What do you think about platforms like that? Do you encourage that? Do you prefer they do, like you said, take your list? What do you say about an app like that and or getting scholarships in any other processes that you
Well,
know?
I always say you can never have enough money. Come on. You can never have enough money. So multiple resources is awesome. So if you're on the Scholly app,
Okay.
it's a small fee to opt into the Scholly app. Fastweb.org is free, right? Our
Okay.
scholarship membership is literally $19.97 a month. And so there are resources out there for you. You want to be tapped into every resource because you can never have enough
Yes.
scholarships because all of the applications you don't qualify for. So you want to have a
Right.
list, multiple lists, so you can find ones that you do qualify for so that you can take full advantage of them and go after them. So listen, as
Ye-
many resources as possible. Don't hesitate to do scholarships. Please, I tell you, scholarships, scholarships, scholarships. If you're looking at a school that costs $60,000 a year, you should have applied to over $120,000 in scholarships. Why? Guess what? You've doubled the number. So the odds are greater for you because you've doubled the number. So
Yes.
at least if you get to half of that, you get to half of that. So from scholarships, let's move on to what is not going to give you the money. GoFundMe is not
Yeah.
going to fund you. So please let me say that again. GoFundMe
Wait, wait, Miss
not going
Regina,
to
I
fund
can't
you.
take you. I can't take you. Say it one more time. Say it one more time.
GoFundMe parents is not going to fund you because what happens when your tribe says, I'm not about to keep funding you because now it's time for my child. So GoFundMe is not a
Yes.
way to pay for your child's education. Please do not rely on
Yes.
that as a resource. You have got to either have the savings or the family backing, but it's not through a GoFundMe, and it is not through borrowing from your retirement because there is no way for you to
Yes.
pay that back before you retire. So please do not
Yes.
take out from your 401k plans to fund your child's education. And please don't go into debt trying to send your child to the school because of the name or because you want to match the neighborhood people. No, please.
That's why the amount. That's why it's important. Like you said, your list is I think you said 19 something a month. Sometimes people because there's different things that cost about that a month for this process, and it's like when you think about it. So yes, it is a fee. But when you think about that and you times that times, let's just say 6 months, if you go through that process for 6 months, as an example, I don't even know if that's something that you offer, but we'll get to that in a moment. Isn't that investment into yourself and your child and your family less expensive than not getting scholarships and paying the entire year and going in debt, taking out your fund and all of that? So you have to think about it like that, like integrate that 1995 into your overall budget as opposed to trying to borrow, take, and rob Peter to pay Paul to make the college thing
Absolutely.
happen. So that's how you have to think about any fee that you would have to find the
Oh,
scholarship
absolutely.
opportunities.
Because
So go ahead,
here's the deal:
Regina.
1997 times a year is under 250. And so if you take one
There you go.
application for a scholarship and apply, and the scholarship is 500 and you win, pay for that for 2 years, and you've only been in it for 1 year.
You
So
better
do
talk
the
about
math.
it. So
It's
I think
about
so. That's
return on
what you need to
investment.
do the
Do the
math. Say it one
math,
more
do
time,
the
Miss
math, and
Regina.
see how it equals
Do
to
the
your
math.
return on investment, right?
Exactly right.
And
Exactly
so,
right. That's how, and make sure
yes,
incorporate it into your overall
absolutely.
because you want to have it for the time frame you need to continue
Absolutely.
applying. Okay, go ahead, Miss
So
Regina.
let's just break down how do you pay for college, right? So the number one way you pay for college, which most people do not know, and I'm telling you, you're getting all the gems in the insight right here on It's My Money, because I only tell this to my shining stars and my families. So the first way you pay for college is through the college. The first way for you to pay is for the college to pay you. And that's through
Yes.
academic merit money. What does that mean? Merit aid is based off of your child's test scores and GPA. Parents, it has nothing to do with our income. Nothing. So we could be making millions and they don't care. If your child has done the work
Yeah.
from ninth through 12th grade, which we didn't necessarily cover this, but listen, when your child walks in high school, it starts from that day all the way through junior year going into 12th grade. Their grades matter.
Say
When
it
they
one more
walk
time.
in ninth
Say it
grade
one
on
more
the
time.
first day, not the second or the third or the second quarter, the first day, it matters. And so the
That's right.
first day, if they set the bar to receive at least a 3.5 GPA plus every quarter from the time they get into high school to the time they graduate, they can pretty much write their own check to college through academic merit
There you
money.
go.
But you have to set yourself up from the first day. Academic merit for most
Yes.
colleges range anywhere from $5,000 to about 40 or 30,000, right? That's the first part. Second becomes scholarships that you've applied to, private scholarships, your delegate, senatorial, legislative scholarships, fraternities, AKAs, deltas, uh, Omega Psi Phi, Alpha Phi Alpha, all of those, Zetas, Sigma Gamma Rhos, you name it. They're out there and they offer scholarships. Go get them. Go get them.
Go get it. Go
Go
get
get your
your
money, right?
money.
I said, show me the
Yes.
money. I'm showing you now. I'm stacking it for
Yes.
you so you can get your college education
Yes.
paid for. Second, after the scholarships,
Yes.
private scholarships, third comes you completing your financial aid. Once you complete the FAFSA, opens your senior year only for you. So you must be a senior in high school, and it opens in December. You complete the FAFSA form. It's a database. It collects your information. It goes to the colleges. The colleges evaluate it and create you a financial aid award letter. And we're going to get deeper in that. Now, after you complete the FAFSA, it will tell you, the school gives you your award letter. They're going to tell you how much money you're getting and maybe additional grants or scholarships. Now, last but not least on the list, parents, is you. If you have savings or a 529 college plan or any of those things, that's where you bring into that. And then if you need student loans, then you go to the student loans. Now, there is nothing wrong with loans. It's only something wrong when you start borrowing money you didn't need or borrowing too much money. But the student loans for some families are necessary in order to fund your child's education. So that's how you pay for college.
Did she just give y'all the tree? She did the hierarchy. She told you how to do it. So you want to go hard at the things that are at the top before you have to do the last one that she just shared. But we know in some situations that's necessary, and that is what it is. And you want to make sure if you get to that point, you want to also make sure that it's something that your family can handle, right? So it's really important. But if you hit it hard at the top, when your ninth grade walks in the door, from the time they're there until they need to apply, like you can get it all taken care of. And not just for the first year, for all the years. So you make sure that you're working towards that ultimate goal. All right, Miss Regina, anything else you want to share in regards to
what I want parents to know is you're going to hear it here first on It's My Money. For some of you, and then for some of you, you read it on Tuesday. You know that the U.S. Department of Education announced that their interest rates for federal student loans for the 2024-2025 academic year is now increasing for the first time in decades. It is going to increase. So now the interest rate for federal undergraduate loans will be 6.53%. Highest rate in at least a decade. The highest. And so, parents, that's no joke. That's a lot of money. Now, 2023 and 2024, the rate was 5.5. Now it's going to 6.53 for all incoming freshmen going to college and beyond. And now some of you who have like 6th and 7th graders, it's going to go up again by then too. But know that the rate has increased. Now, if you're a parent who's saying, well, my student graduated from undergrad and now they're going to go for graduate, well, it's affecting them too. Their loans will go from an 8.08 interest rate compared from 7.05. And then for those of you parents who's going to need a Parent Plus loan for your students to go off, 9.08% interest rate, and an increase from 8.05. It says both of those rates haven't been as high in more than 20 years. 20 years. So parents, and here's the deal. You can't try and say, oh, well, I'm going to hurry up and apply before it goes into effect, because July 1st, it goes into effect, right? Well, guess what? Yours for the incoming freshman class of 2024, you can't do yours until July 1st anyway. So you're automatically stuck in that new range. Automatically. And you can't say, well, then you know what? I'm just going to run to my private banks and all of that and look to see what their interest rate. Some of theirs is just as high. So what I tell you is do your homework. Start researching what's your credit union, your bank, what's their interest rate, so you can compare it to what's the Department of Education's interest rate, so that you'll know which one is going to be the best loan option for you. Do not go into this process uneducated. Educate yourself. Find out, do your research, do your due diligence. Why? Because we gave it to you right here on It's My Money.
Yes. Did she just she broke down, show me the money for the college financing process. Like, oh my gosh, Miss Regina, like you just gave them the tea. That's what I call it. You gave them the tea. She took y'all from the application process, even before that, and told you when you need to do what, when, and how. And then how do you finance it? Because y'all, it's my money, and I know
Yes.
y'all want to keep more of it and not give it to the schools. Well, she's told you how to do it. So it's really important that you listen to each component because it took you from applying
Yes.
to financing it. Really, really important. And then she actually broke down the finances. And again, you want
Hmm.
to be at the top three. You want to be utilize the first three that she gave you before going to the last one, based on what she just
Absolutely.
shared at the end here. It's really, really important. So, Miss Regina, yeah, my friend, my girl,
That's
my
right.
cohort sister, you you have dropped knowledge. Now, people are probably going to say, "How do I get in touch with Miss Regina
So we
Robinson?"
are
How do they
on
do that?
all social media, Facebook and Instagram at S4, the number four, S College Bound. Again, S, the number four, S College Bound. We're on social media. You can check out our website at suited, the number four, success.org. That's SUITED, the numeric four, SUCCESS.org. Again, suited for success.org. Our email is the same, info at suited, the number four, success.org. Our office phone is 240-443-1224. Again, 240-443-1224. And you can grab our book if you have a high school student. I'm going to grab a copy and show you.
Yes.
Amazon ranks number one for helping high school families successfully win the game of college admissions. You can grab it on our website at suited, the number four, success.org, or you can grab a copy on Amazon. We're on Amazon as well. So listen, you want college to pay you to attend. You don't want to have to pay to attend. So do your best to make sure you stack up all the rules, all the moves, how you see it on the chessboard. Make sure you have all the moves so you can win the game of college admissions.
Yo, girl, you are a veteran interviewer too, cause you're like I'm getting it all in. That's what I'm talking about, y'all. And I'm gonna do a raffle. I'm gonna get this book. I work with a lot of students, so I'm gonna give
Oh,
away
y'all.
3 copies. And yes, I'm gonna give away 3 copies of this book. So we'll talk about it after how I get those. I'm gonna give away 3 copies. How do you get 3 copies? Let's see,
All
Miss
right.
Regina. What should we do to
Okay.
get the three
So
copies? Should we tell them to look up a scholarship? What should we do right now for them to give? Do they drop a resource? What do they do? Give
all
a
right,
tip?
so here's
What do
three
they
ways
do?
to get a scholarship. I mean, a copy. Here's 3 ways for the raffle. The first raffle winner will have inboxed Miss Dixon or emailed her, however she's going to set it up, 5 screenshots that says, "Thank you for applying for this scholarship." That means you've done 5 scholarships. Don't send it until you have 5 screenshots. The first person, when she
Okay.
announces this raffle all over her platform, to submit 5 scholarships will win. So, hello, that just means you take action first. That means you about the
Hey,
business. How y'all you say it? That means you stand on business. Get your 5 scholarships done.
I
Get the
love it.
screenshot submitted, and you get one, and you get your free copy. And I will sign all the copies. The second winner, right? The second winner will have watched this episode and tell Miss Dixon 3 things they learned from this episode. First person, first family to watch the episode
Yes.
and say, "This is what I learned from Miss Robinson, the number one college admissions expert. This is what I learned." And you're going to send her 3 tips. That's
Yes.
the second winner. The third winner, I'm going to say, no, the third winner is going to tell you what 2 colleges I graduated from.
Oh, y'all. So those are the 3. That's how you win the 3 copies, and we're gonna have that information in the show notes, and we'll have it wherever you listen to this episode or see snippets of
Yeah.
this episode. We're gonna give you how you can get the 3 copies. My email address will be down below as well because you'll have to email the information to me. Miss Robinson, Miss
Listen,
Robinson,
listen,
Miss
make sure
Robinson.
listen,
I
here's
just
what
want
I know,
to tell you.
families. We drop nuggets. It's my money drop nuggets all the time. You watch all their episodes. And sometimes we are full of knowledge. We are full of knowledge, but we take no action. I charge each and every one of you today listening.
Yes.
If you want your child to go to college and you don't want to spend excessive amount of money, then you need to follow these action steps that we gave you today. We gave you insight. This is insight that students only get that are enrolled in my VIP College Bound program for my high school families. So listen, we can take you in that program too, but you got some of the gems right here for free where parents pay thousands just to sit at my feet and get this information. So please do not do a disservice and hear this episode and don't take notes. But don't just take notes, take action.
Yes, yes, y'all heard it here. Now, Miss, I want you, because you said this a couple times, but tell them if somebody is interested. So her information will be in the show notes below as well. But tell them what is your program? What consists of your program if people are interested?
So if you have a high school student starting 9th grade, they travel with us from 9th through 12th. Some don't meet us to 10th, some don't meet us to 11th, some don't meet us to 12th. They're in what we call our VIP College Bound program, and we work with students on the entire college process. How to get from those 4,000 schools to the top 7. How to create and complete your Common App. We double check it. They can't submit until we've reviewed it. We work with them on their essay from beginning to end. We work with them on getting their recommendation letters, creating their academic resume, making sure they're taking the correct SAT or ACT test, right, by evaluating their scores. We help them with deciding on a major, doing their research around their major, and in the end, we also help the parents with the FAFSA when it's time to complete the FAFSA. And in the end, we help students decide where they're going to call home, most importantly, for 4 years.
I love it. So that's a VIP program. That
website,
information you'll find out directly from her site. And her website will be down below. So make sure you go down and check her out, follow her wherever she is, because she dropped the knowledge for free here, y'all. So those of you that are in the It's My Money community, and listen, if you heard this and you know of somebody with a 9th grader or that can benefit, share. Sharing is caring. So make sure that you do that. Yes, absolutely. So if you're listening, I know even if you were driving, you got to listen again because you got to write some of this stuff down. Those of you that are watching, I know you've probably done that already. And I appreciate you for being a part of the It's My Money community. My goal within It's My Money is to make sure that you claim it. It's your money. You're going to do right by it. And when you have to pay less of it for college, that's all good. So I wanted to make sure you understood what it takes to pay less, because there's other opportunities and when you need to start. Those of you that are juniors, she just shared it. The application opens on August 1st. So get ready, get your stuff ready. And if families need to, you want to check out Miss Regina and her VIP program. She exudes the passion for wanting to help families and students succeed and get into the schools that they want and the schools that they can call home for 4 years. So check out Miss Regina and what she has going on. And again, if that's not you, like my daughter is well out of school, then I'm sharing it with others that can benefit. So make sure you do the same. Thank you for keeping it locked here. And if you haven't subscribed, drop down below and hit that subscribe button or wherever you're listening to it. I appreciate you, and make it a wonderful day.